Imagine you're floating among the stars, surrounded by the infinite expanse of the universe, and then tragedy strikes. What happens next? What are the protocols, the steps, the decisions that follow such a catastrophic event? NASA's haunting protocol for dealing with death in space is something that will truly blow your mind. It's a blend of science, logistics, and a touch of the macabre. Let's dive right in and explore the grim reality. Picture this. An astronaut dies during one of those dramatic spacewalks, far from the safety of their spacecraft. The first step? Bringing the body back inside the airlock, a task that is both physically and emotionally challenging for the surviving crew members. The immediate priority is to secure the body and bring it back inside the spacecraft. This involves carefully maneuvering the body, which is now a lifeless weight, through the airlock. But what about decomposing in space? The thought alone is unsettling. That's a whole new level of horror. In the warm, pressurized environment of a spacesuit, a body can break down quite rapidly, leading to a host of other issues. In a warm, pressurized spacesuit, a body breaks down fast. The process of decomposition is accelerated, and the smell alone could jeopardize the mission, making it unbearable for the crew to continue their work. The smell alone could jeopardize the mission, creating an environment that is not only physically challenging but also mentally taxing for the crew. So what does NASA do in such a dire situation? How do they handle the body to ensure the safety and well-being of the remaining crew members? The body stays in the suit, stored somewhere cold on the ISS, essentially a makeshift morgue. This temporary solution helps to slow down the decomposition process. And if death happens on the ISS, NASA has three stark options to consider, each with its own set of challenges and implications. They can return the body to Earth, which involves a complex and costly retrieval mission. Alternatively, they could jettison it into space, but this option violates space debris agreements and poses ethical questions, which, by the way, violates space debris agreements, making it a less favorable option. Or they could opt for a destructive re-entry where the body is sent back into Earth's atmosphere to burn up, turning it to ash. This method, while effective, is chilling to think about, turning the body to ash. Chilling, right? The thought of a human body disintegrating upon re-entry is both fascinating and horrifying. But there's a darker twist to this already grim scenario. NASA researchers have proposed a method to break down the body into manageable pieces using the unique conditions of space. Using space's freezing temperatures, the body is frozen solid, making it easier to handle. The body is frozen solid, essentially turning it into a manageable, albeit grim, object. Then a robotic arm vibrates it into tiny fragments, reducing it to small, manageable pieces that can be stored or disposed of more easily. It's grim, but space doesn't leave much room for improvisation. The harsh environment demands practical, if unsettling, solutions. And what if an astronaut dies on the moon? The scenario changes dramatically. Without Earth's bacteria and moisture, the body would remain eerily preserved, almost like a time capsule of human life. The body would remain eerily preserved, a stark reminder of the fragility of life in the harsh lunar environment. But NASA's commitment to planetary protection means the body must be retrieved, adding layers of complexity to an already difficult situation. The retrieval mission would be a logistical and ethical challenge. NASA's got plans for almost everything, from technical malfunctions to medical emergencies, but they can't simulate the emotional toll of death in space. The psychological impact on the crew is immeasurable and adds another layer of complexity to space missions. For astronauts, dying far from home isn't just a logistical nightmare, it's an existential one. The thought of being so far from Earth, from loved ones, adds a profound layer of isolation and despair. So here's hoping we keep our deaths grounded. The complexities and challenges of dealing with death in space are immense, and it's a scenario we hope to avoid. If this blew your mind, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us bring more fascinating content. Until next time, stay curious. The universe is full of mysteries waiting to be explored.